Today, this video is for Kristi Noem, Secretary of Homeland Security. Subject: urgent federal conflict of interest violations, foreign data access, and regulatory capture via the American National Standards Institute, the American National Crediting Board, and the International Accreditation Forum, which was founded by the American National Standards Institute and the American National Crediting Board. Dear Honorable Kristi Noem, I write to you with urgency and grave concern over a dangerous chain of negligence that has led to erosion of our regulatory oversight, national security, and constitutional accountability. Central to this breakdown are the ANSI and ANAB, both private entities whose entanglements with federal agencies and foreign powers have created a catastrophic vulnerability of U.S. governance. Conflict of interest and compensation. Between 2015 and 21, Mr. Phil Mattson, Standards Director for Department of Homeland Security, served as a member and contributor to ANSI-ANAB while simultaneously receiving $262,000 in outside compensation in addition to his federal salary. Specifically, NIST Gordon Guberman of the Department of Commerce, specifically NIST, received $120,000 from ANSI-ANAB while maintaining his federal salary. These are not allegations, they are documented facts. If either individual has since been reassigned or shielded through bureaucratic maneuvering, let this serve as a formal notice that we retain documentation and records. The damage done between 2015 and 21 is already complete. We gave our data away. Foreign espionage by design, not hacking. The most damning evidence is this: ANSI-ANAB are founders and legal underwriters of the International Accreditation Forum. And their sister organization that IAF has is the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation in Australia. From 2015 to 21, the IAF was chaired by Zhao Jinwu, a Chinese national who's been involved with our quality since 1994. The chief executive of the China National Accreditation Services in Beijing, Mr. Zhao, was bound by China National Intelligence Law Article Number 7, which requires all citizens and organizations to support, assist, and cooperate with state intelligence work. This was not cyber espionage, it was a direct pipeline of information via American accredited bodies to foreign adversary. During Mr. Zhao's tenure, the Wuhan Institute of Virology was certified by the China National Accreditation Services. An internal scientist at the WIV had already raised concerns that the lab lacked enough trained technicians to safely operate the BSL-4 laboratory. Yet the certification moved forward under Mr. Zhao in January 2017. After certification, a team of scientists visited the facility and again raised serious concerns about the lack of qualified staff to safely manage biohazardous materials. Compounding this crisis, Pamela Sale, the Vice President of Laboratory Accreditation for ANSI-ANAB, testified under oath in Texas. One of the issues is that there is no commonly agreed upon set of standards that forensic labs around the country have to follow. Instead, there are informal guidelines that labs can choose to follow or not. In essence, she admitted on record that there are no enforceable systems of standards. The COVID-19 pandemic was not an accident in it was a procedural failure. It was an inevitable result of systematic deregulation and accreditation theater. U.S. Department of Defense participation. Even more troubling is the DoD direct involvement as a member of ANSI-ANAB during the entire window of foreign control. The DoD remains involved to this day. As of this writing, every organization to whom this letter is addressed, DOJ, DHS, DOC, Department of Commerce, DOD, and the FBI, is still a member of the and or customer of ANSI-ANAB, and thereby remains entangled in a structure that undermines national sovereignty. Violations, and I've listed the violations. I'm not going to read them here. We're going to just keep on going. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different violations that that has taken place with federal agencies and corporations on board. The Manufacturing Extension Partnership, MEP fraud. The Department of Commerce MEP program has become a slush fund. More than 64.85% of its state and federal funds go to executive bonuses and overhead, not to actual assistance for U.S. manufacturers. This is unacceptable and a clear abuse of public trust. FDA third-party recognition and disaster. In 2018, the FDA gave ANSI-ANAB third-party recognition to oversee food safety. Since then, the U.S. has faced waves of recalls and unsafe product incidents, proving that this delegation of authority was not only ineffective but negligent. Final crescendo. Let me be blunt. It is nearly impossible for government agencies to investigate themselves, and the American public has paid the price. I have seen it firsthand, whether at the Boeing whistleblower hearings on April 17, 2024, the David Calhoun, former CEO, testimony on June 18, 2024, CEO of Boeing, or the most recent Kelly Oatberg session on April 2nd, 2025, the pattern is clear. Accountability is a performance, not a principle. Back in 2017, when FBI director who was promoted there by the President Donald Trump the first time, warned about Chinese infiltration, he failed to mention that his own agency was sitting on ANSI-ANAB during the exact time China chaired the IAF. The Federal Bureau of Investigation was in a position of partnership with Chinese Communist-controlled Forum, and I laughed bitterly as I watched him testify. This is not a partisan issue. It is a national security emergency. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been exposing this longer than the Department of Government Efficiencies. If you truly want to break open this piñata of corruption, foreign compromise, and regulatory fraud, you need only look at the American National Standards Institute and the American National Accreditation Board, both of which remain packed with federal agencies and multinational corporations. This is where Elon Musk and anyone serious about restoring accountability should be putting their efforts. I look forward to you getting back to me. I have corroborating materials to support all mentioned items in this letter. Sincerely, Daryl Guberman. And this went out to many more that I will be reading to you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this. It's going to be the same letter, basically, for Howard Lutkin and others, and Kash Patel and all that. These people are not just sitting on ANSI-ANAB's board. Many of them, like the DOJ, DHS, Department of Commerce, and FDA, are not just members. They are customers. That means they've been Bidenized. Bidenized is the same old from the Biden administration. If these organizations don't get wind of this letter and really take this seriously, we are just going to have another 3 years of Bidenization. And I don't care what people think or say about this. It's a fact, Jack. 203-556-1493. We've been involved with quality for 40 plus years, exposing this way before the Department of Government Efficiencies did. I look forward to hearing from you. Please give me any of your input in the comments, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.